Cessna 152 turning a mile final.
Number 2 with the traffic, Sancho.
Victor Tango Sierra, exit Bravo, contact ground.
Tower Alpha Yankee Quebec, ready for departure from BC helicopters.
Yankee Quebec from BC helicopters, take off your discretion, cleared up on the calendar.
Alpha Yankee Quebec.
Number 2, follow traffic, short funnel.
Looking for traffic, number 2 with you, Juliet Bravo. And India Juliet Bravo, how's that traffic?
Bit to the right.
East shoreline 1,500 feet northbound. Echo Tango India.
Stable 8 traffic, helicopter Foxtrot Alpha Yankee Quebec, 2,500 feet and climbing just past the power station, heading northbound on the east shore.
Alright, I'm up with Will today.
Yep.
We're doing some initial training in the R44. The plan is to get him flying for us commercially. And so we just did some 206 flying this morning. And now we're jumping in the 44. We're going to do a bit of confined area stuff, work on mountain landings, that kind of thing. And then the next few days we'll do some emergencies and knock out some of that stuff. And then over the next few weeks, the goal is to get him to the point where he can do a PCC.
Hopefully,
And fly for us commercially. So that's the plan today. We'll just take you along and we'll see what we find. A gorgeous day. Absolutely spectacular day today.
It is lovely.
There's Mount Robbie Reed over there. Just out. Just past Getty. Getty's below us, and they're out doing some time building right now.
Cool, so I was just going to ask you to give me just a 1 minute breakdown where you're from,
Okay.
Just for those that are new to you, who you are, where you're from, who you are.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Will Nichols, I guess, from the UK originally, a city called Milton Keynes, which many people won't know. They'll only know it maybe because an F1 team is there, Red Bull.
Red
Bull's based in there. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, and apparently, according to Red Bull drivers, it's the most boring place on earth, which is good. I won't ever forgive Yuki for saying that.
Well, unfortunately, Red Bull didn't do so well last night.
Did they not? I didn't see actually.
Yeah, Max Verstappen actually got pulled out of the race, or he had to quit because his back tire or brake were on fire.
Oh.
Yeah, not very good.
I'll just support McLaren instead. They're still from the UK.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Ferrari actually won first and second.
Ferrari won?
Yeah.
Ferrari are good.
That's alright.
It's alright.
Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. I came over here in May last year to do my commercial course. Finished that in probably around September time with some endorsements that I did. So on the 44, which we're in now, and the 206. And then I just kind of stayed around.
Just couldn't get rid of you.
Just couldn't get rid of me. It was a winter season, so I thought not many places would be hiring. I can learn a lot from Matt and Tay, our engineers. Don't call them anything else. So I stayed just to help, and then obviously worked hard enough that you were nice enough to offer me a job.
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty neat story, because it really does speak to kind of the process that as a new pilot, you kind of have to be willing to just go anywhere and do anything, right?
Yeah.
And so nobody actually asks you to stick around and to help out around here, but you just kind of took that initiative, and after a bit, we actually had a need for a charter pilot, and because you were the person that was really showing initiative and being willing to help around the office and the hangar and those kind of things. You just really were a fantastic fit, you know, and you have you bring a lot to the team outside of just the flying as well, which is kind of one thing that I encourage students if they're thinking about, you know, what is it that I can bring to the team? It's, you know, what can you do besides flying, right? You know, you have a background with Apple and with you know, techie kind of things and stuff. So, you know, just anything that helps the team, you know, accomplish what they're doing in or out of the helicopter can be a huge asset to bring with you. So there's not a lot that, you know, some people say, well, you know, before this I did accounting or whatever. I did computer you know, IT stuff, and, you know, how is that related to helicopters? And although it's not directly related to flying, you know, it relates to how can you be part of a team that's not just flying all the time, right?
Absolutely. And I think a lot of the things that I helped out with, you know, weren't flying related. It was, I think everyone is very busy, you know, when it comes to doing the maintenance on the aircraft, on to you keeping on top of paperwork, I guess, and also all of the flight training you do. And there's some tasks that just, they're not ones that are maybe on everyone's radar that need specific time focused by somebody that might have something else that's more important. But there's still ones that if you, it was updating all the folders or the organization or clearing cupboards and reorganizing them, that still then has an impact because it makes something a little bit easier to just go and grab the right document, the right folder, to find a part that you need, and it saves like little bits of time here and there. So it's kind of the unnoticed things that if you have someone that can spend that time to do them, then actually really help out.
Absolutely, yeah. And so that's, you know, when we talk about what's a ground crew position, you know, like, well, you just described, you know, a lot of what it's like, you know, some of the maintenance and the organization and stuff, and then in some companies it will also be, you know, driving a fuel truck around to support, you know, different jobs, or maybe delivering parts to a site, or, you know, that kind of thing. So it's a big variety of things you do in a ground crew, but what you've done over the last while is, you know, a huge part of what ground crew is.
And it's helped me a lot learn, with helping Matt and Tay with the engineer side, being able to just focus for a period of time on all of the systems, like seeing them take everything apart and will tell me which, you know, every single component is. And I think it's even to a deeper level than the general flight ground school would tell us. Yeah, for sure. And it's actually really helpful knowing how those systems all interact in ways that maybe you didn't think of when you're just looking at the bigger picture, which is, I found really, really helpful as well. Yeah, absolutely. And also being, you know, in and around the company, the workings of the company, you start to understand how some of the different systems, you know, the weight and balance systems and dispatch systems and all those kind of things, how they all tie together into, you know, the MCM and the MPM and the COM and all these books, how they work together. And so, you know, spending some time in and around the company like that is what makes you then able to much easier transition into a flying position, because you already have that understanding. Especially as coming from outside of aviation completely, you know, I didn't know about the, like you said, like the MCM and the COM, how they all interplay and kind of actually how important they are and required. So it gives you that insight so that when you go to a company and they start saying these new things, that you actually kind of, you know roughly what they are and don't seem like you just know nothing. Absolutely. Cool. Well, it's been fun just taking you along on this flight here today, and just you know, chatting a little bit with Will, and it's exciting to see the next steps here. It's always exciting to see us able to bring a new pilot on board, and, you know, bring them to the place where we can start giving them some simple flights to do, and eventually they'll be part of the team that can take over all of the more complex flying that we do as well. And we do it step by step, you know, a little bit at a time. Don't go straight into the big stuff. We don't set you loose on the first day to go do mountain landings like we did today. But you know, it's part of the mentorship program that we've thankfully been able to do over the years with lots of students and stuff. So it's exciting. So yeah, welcome to the team. Thank you very much. And that's going to be a great ride. Yeah, I look forward to filming more of these, showing everyone what we do. Awesome.